What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Shiggy from Shook Earth Media, and today we are back talking about Tales of the Walking Dead. This is the third episode of the show so far, and this is an episode I've been looking forward to. And after being disappointed by the previous 2 weeks, first episode because it just was boring and not very good. Second episode because it just had a ridiculous concept. In this third episode, we have a really, honestly, to me, offensive retcon and a pointless episode. But I was gonna say before the last 4 minutes of the episode, I was gonna say, you know what? It was a decent episode. It didn't really add anything. I don't know why we needed this flashback, but it was okay. It wasn't until the last few moments of the episode that I just strongly reject this episode, and it weakens the character that it's supposed to enlighten us about. Whereas the point of a flashback episode would be to provide new insights, would be to make you think about the character in a slightly different way. What this episode does instead is completely undercut everything that made them unique and interesting, and just basically hands it off to somebody else. So we're gonna get to that part at the end, but before that, even before that, I said it was a decent episode, but being the best Tales of the Walking Dead episode, to quote Doug Stanhope, is like being the prettiest Denny's waitress, okay? It ain't much to write home about. Okay, well, anyways, we're just gonna break into the episode. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you want to see more Walking Dead coverage and TV show reviews and stuff like that, definitely hit the sub button. And I would love to hear your opinions in the comment section down below. And hit me with the like, it helps with the algorithm, really appreciate it. And with that, let's just jump right into the episode. So, they set us up with this normal world. In the normal world of this episode, we're post-apocalypse, and it takes place on this boat. And the boat is the setting for the first half of the episode. This is the leader of the community. Forgetting her name offhand right now. But she basically is introduced in this first scene with her boyfriend slash husband character. And their relationship is just basically... it's meant to counter Lydia's relationship with D, is Alpha's name in this episode. And there's some jealousy going on because this woman and her husband, they're thinking about, they want to raise kids, they're talking about settling down, yada yada. And that's supposed to provide like a jealousy for D. And this element of the episode, I appreciate it. I understand what they're going for. Giving Alpha a kind of antagonist, somebody that she needs to work against, but actually is not a bad person. So I don't hate it, and I understand what they're going for because the Whisperers, the whole point, the whole philosophy behind it is that they are returning humanity back to nature, and they're supposed to be more like the animals, and they're supposed to blend in with the environment. They're not supposed to stick out. So I like having a contrast that is this boat that is powered by electricity, powered by gas and all that, and they're going to this decadent party and everybody's dressed up. So I like the contrast in the sense that this is the unnatural world. This is pretty much the opposite of what the Whisperers are about, the horde mindset and all of that. So I appreciate the contrast. And that's about as far as I can go as far as complimenting the setting, because, even I'm thinking back to the first episode of Tales and how they're just burning electricity and wasting their resources and milling about, not really doing much. We get more of that here. And I really wish that these writers had consulted with people who would have, knowledge of how to survive in the wild, or how to, prepare for the fall of society. I mean, there's a lot of preppers and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's just like, what are they doing? They're just on this boat. I mean, we start off with the party scene, but later, all we see is them working out. We see them going to this party. What work are they doing? Where are they getting food from? They only go on runs every 2 weeks or so. We're like a year into the apocalypse at this point, so going on runs is not really a sustainable source of nourishment. Like, what is the goal here? We're on this boat. I get it's more secure than being on land for the dead, but it makes you a target. So there's a lot of things. These are the type of things I think about. And when it comes to The Walking Dead, doing short stories in The Walking Dead, we should be thinking about these big picture things. I know it's a smaller scale story, but the big picture things are what ground it in reality. And what made part of the main show really good is, in season 4 in the prison, the writers realized, okay, we can't just have him go on runs infinitely. Rick has got to start gardening. There's stuff like that they at least tried. There's still stuff you could criticize there if you want to nitpick, but they at least put thought into it. And as is, it's just kind of frustrating. But I'm getting a little sidetracked. We start off with this decadent party scene, and the D is supposed to. Everybody tells her that she looks awful, and that to me is like weird. I mean, she's wearing a dress. I don't know how much you really expect in the apocalypse. I mean, do they all have like these expensive makeup products? Like, where are they even getting? Would they get that stuff from? Like, I don't know what about her is supposed to look so bad. I mean, if she just showed up in like baggy jeans and a hoodie, I could see it. But she looks like her in a dress. I don't know what more they want. And it just like seems not human at all. These interactions. Even Lydia's like, my mom looks bad, basically implying. And of course, I like the jealousy element and the kid being more interested in this other lady. So this guy right here is really drunk. He's an old guy, and he gets killed or something off screen. And we get back to it later. That's the mystery that starts off the episode. So this guy right here, this old guy is drunk, and it turns out the bartender that is serving him is the guy who's going to betray them. And again, I actually kind of like that part of the storyline. I get it if the point is that these people are naive and they are going to get exploited because of that. I get that and all that, but we're like a year plus into the apocalypse. There's still... look at how many lights they have on. How do they still have alcohol? I mean, are they still brewing it? I don't know. This lifestyle is not sustainable, and there seems to be like no thought put into the future. So it's a recurring theme with the show at this point, and it's really not cutting it for me. As far as setting things in the Walking Dead universe, you got to think about these things. And you need to have that authenticity to it. But I do appreciate the setting. It looks cool. It's something a little different for the series. And then Dee sits down at the bar, and the bartender's like, "You look like shit." People don't talk like that, right? Do they? I don't know. Maybe ladies have experienced stuff like this, but I just have trouble seeing this conversation happen in real life. So this is our villain for the episode, other than D, of course. But he's just like, "You look like shit. You need to put in more of an effort." Like, I don't know what effort he means. I mean, I guess maybe she could brush her hair, but she probably got wavy hair like me. So I don't know. Does she really look that bad? I mean, it's not like, I mean, she's an older woman. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, what could she have done to look different? I don't really understand. I mean, she's wearing a dress already. I don't know. I just think it's dumb, but whatever. And then Dee comes out and turns the light out, and I think this is a setup for that guy, the bartender guy. I think he ships the old guy over to these other people on the shoreline who are going to take over the boat later. And I kind of like how they're setting it up. I guess there's one light that was flickering on the balcony there, and that's the signal to these people on the shoreline. And that guy, the guy at the bar, he disappears later. So I'm guessing that they took him. I don't know. He says that they took him because he was not a good worker, because he's too old, he's too drunk, whatever. But I don't know why he needs to signal the people on the shoreline to achieve that, or like what he achieves by kidnapping him or something. I don't really know. But yeah, so the light was flickering. The lady in charge tightens it, and then the people on the shoreline know to come. And then I'm assuming the guy gets killed off screen, and then they take him on a boat or something, and that's what happens. So I kind of like the subtlety of the flickering lights. But you know, I don't know why he needs to signal them or what his goal even is. So, you know, he wants to take over the boat. That makes sense, but I don't know. So there's that. And then, you know, there's this, she's looking at the shoreline. And to me, like, this argument here is just so shallow because they could be having a real conversation about all these problems that I'm having with the episode. Like, if D mentioned this stuff, like, hey, you're not planning for the future, you're acting reckless, like, how long can we sustain this? I would have liked to have a conversation like that instead of, I mean, I guess they want to focus the episode on the Lydia thing, and that's all well and good. We'll get back to Lydia in a second, but yeah, so I don't know. And there's like this voiceover going on this whole episode, and it's very unnecessary voiceover. It just feels like a crutch, like it's there to explain what happened to the audience, but if you don't have context for who this character is, then I don't know that even the voiceovers would help you with anything. I gotta say, the flashbacks we got in the season 10 with the Whisperer arc is way better than what we get here. You know, I don't know. But anyways, I do like this shot. She's in this meat factory or something. I think we see like mannequins or something in the background. I don't know. It's creepy. I like that. I was like, it's another point where I'm like, why can't we have a whole episode of this, whatever this is? It's creepy. It's interesting. I would have rather seen something like that. But they have to give us some sort of retconned origin story here, and that's like the point of this. So here's I just have to laugh at this, the aerobics thing. I get people staying in shape, but man, they would be staying in better shape if they actually did stuff. And like, she's got a hoodie on. They got hoodies on. Maybe they want to sweat it out. Maybe that's part of the cardio routine. But is it cold? I don't know. Aren't you sweating? I don't know. I don't like to wear stuff like that when I'm exercising, but that's just me. But then the guy goes missing. They're talking about it. Has speculation, or she says that the bartender was the last person the missing guy was talking to. So she's piecing everything together, and you know, this subplot, it's fine. It's interesting enough. You get to actually see her making decisions and being a leader, and that part works for me. And here we're talking to Lydia. Okay, the leader's name is Brooke. I just looked it up because I forgot. So Brooke is always talking about doing nice things for Lydia, and she mentions repeatedly that it's Lydia's birthday coming up. I'm sorry, we're a year into the apocalypse. Who is keeping track of that? Who is keeping track of what day it is? Wouldn't that be difficult? I don't know, like, I guess maybe they have a calendar, but I don't know. I feel like most people wouldn't notice, wouldn't care. They'd be too preoccupied with everything that they need to do during the day. It feels like these people are doing nothing. So I don't know, the world building is not great. And the boat setting is a bit repetitive because the next season of Fear the Walking Dead is going to take place on the water. Season 2 of Fear the Walking Dead took place on a boat. You know, we've seen it before. I guess it's different enough. It's just a minor criticism. One thing I got to mention is Dee takes a knife here, and she uses the knife later to pierce skulls, and it's like, dude, it's a dinner knife. You know, I don't know how successful that's gonna be at piercing skulls. You know what I'm saying? It just feels a little bit far-fetched to me. And also, I just want to make the point that this takes place after the first set of flashbacks we got with Dee and Lydia, where Dee murders Lydia's father, and that whole situation went to shit. And to me, Lydia doesn't really seem like... I feel like that kind of event would change a kid forever. And she just feels a little bit too happy to me. I don't know. Like, I feel like the seriousness of that situation, she just wouldn't be the same after that. So that's a minor criticism that I have. But also, I'm pretty sure it was established in another flashback that Dee or basically lied to Lydia and convinced her that it was her father was the abusive one. She didn't actually murder him. Somebody else did it, and we don't really get any hints of that. So that was a little bit confusing to me. But yeah, we're talking about Lydia's birthday, and it's like, dude, who even knows what year it is? Like, I mean, year, maybe month, I don't know. It's just it's a little silly to me. And then we get the D catches the bartender guy signaling the people on the side of the bay there. And I appreciate this scene, you know, and I like how sketchy he is, and the setup for this I do like, and it comes to a head when she's like, get Brooke out here, and Brooke doesn't really believe her, and then the guy runs away, and I in this situation D is 100% right, and Brooke is a complete idiot, and nobody calls her on it. But that's the thing. It's like we're a year into the apocalypse, and they haven't had issues with people trying to take over the boats. They haven't had issues with thieves. They haven't had issues with people infiltrating the group. Like, it just seems a little far-fetched to me. Like, it feels like this is a month or two after the apocalypse and not a year in. I just feel like at this point people would know other people are the main threat. Even having a boat on the water, it just feels like a target. Especially you're lighting it up every night, you're playing loud music all the time, wasting energy, like I said. But it would seem like calls from a mile away. I mean, you probably bring hordes to the shore as well. And there would also be just like all these people like, hey, look at that boat. They seem to be living well. Click clack, motherfucker. I don't even think they have that many guns on this boat. And the people could attack from the shoreline. I don't know. It's just like this whole situation is like, the more I think about it, the more it's like, I don't know. But I mean, the drama works, so, you know, I can forgive these things. If I don't know, if there's a bit more to the episode, honestly, if it was a different character, I would have liked it more. And then all of a sudden Lydia's gone, and the Lady Brooke stashed her on the escape boat thing. I forget the right word for it. The escape boat, whatever it's called, buoy thing. I forget the name right now. But she stashed her. I don't know why would you put Lydia on that? I don't know. I'm not sure what is this going to lead to them fighting or something. D threatens her with a knife, etc. And then this is when the bartender guy, comes back with his crew. And I like the scene. Not much to complain about. I like the tension. I like the situation. It's very Walking Dead. He comes on and he's like, hey, this is our boat now. But they still need people, of course. People are a resource. This is a recurring theme in The Walking Dead, so it makes sense. But he's laying down the law. He's like, 6 of you need to go. I don't know why he wouldn't just let them go, especially considering morale would be a little tough for people to really get on board with a murdering guy. But maybe he feels like he needs to lay down the law. Maybe he needs to be tough to make people scared of him. I don't know. I like the scene in general. Good tension. I appreciate it. And then D comes in and kills a guy, steals his gun, and all hell breaks loose. And then we escape. One thing with the escaping is that I'm not really sure why D feels so safe to just row away when there's a gunfight going on, and, you know, they're on this boat in the middle of the river, you know, and, like, the people could easily just shoot her, right? So I don't know why. Wouldn't you want to lay low, maybe take out all the enemies? I don't know, like, what is the plan here? So the fight starts, and it's pretty quick, too. I don't know. I feel like she wouldn't want to take the boat, would she? Wouldn't she just, like, want to swim there, because it's not really that far to the shoreline, and also, like, you're less easy to shoot underwater. I mean, you know, of course bullets still travel, but they would slow down in the water, and also just the way light refracts on the water would make it a little harder to aim. So I don't know. I would they really be rowing in the middle And you'll notice they didn't do too many wide shots here for that reason, I think. But yeah, I mean, I like dealing with Lydia being afraid of her mom and stuff. I just feel like they didn't go far enough with that, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, so at this point, you know, I kind of like the episode. It's okay. I'm just like, what is the point? What are we getting to? And then we get to, it's kind of a part of the origin story of the Whisperers, and I actually don't hate it. You know, they're on the shoreline, there's walkers, and people getting eaten, and then, Dee kills a zombie and splits it open. Good effects. I like the point of view shot. They had a point of view shot where, you know, that she split it open. It's nice and gross, gory stuff. You love to see it, dude. I love to see it. So, you know, I like this, you know, and this feels like the first step to you know, becoming more like the Whisperers later, wearing people's skins and all that. So I appreciate this. You know, it doesn't feel like a retcon. It feels fine. I'm good with it. And, you know, I don't know if this is when they first discover the guts trick or not, but I like the concept. Then some time passes, they wait for the zombies to walk away, and then they wake up, and then now they're walking away, and they see the leader, Brooke. There she is, and Dee, you know, being the vicious killer that she is, she can't let it stand that I mean, the jealousy going on where Lydia likes Brooke better, plus the fact that Brooke put her and her daughter in danger. That's a big no-no, because everything Dee does is about protecting Lydia, etc. So, you know, she doesn't kill her because Lydia stops her, which, you know, makes sense. But she does like a Joker kind of stabby face thing, which is, again, repetitive because we did a similar thing with the first episode of the series. So, you know, I don't know, it's a bit repetitive, but this scene works much better than the first one, in my opinion. So, you know, I didn't hate it. You know, I like the tension here and all that. And I mean, honestly, this lady is a bad leader, so, you know. I mean, of course, you know, it's wrong what she's doing, but yeah, so I don't know. It works tension wise, character building wise. I don't have an issue with it. And then that's pretty close to the end of the episode. And then you know, they continue walking on for a bit, and then they find this RV, and you know, I don't know. It's just like kind of dragging on at this point. They're still talking about the birthday. And then zombies come up, and Lydia's like really scared. Dee tries to get, like, I'm gonna teach you how to kill zombies now, which is like a little ridiculous because she's not even tall enough to reach their scalp. So I don't know. I don't know how she would kill the zombies at this point, especially with that little butter knife that she has. And you know, it's a little silly. And then the zombies come up, and Dee basically kicks over this like little tent thing. And you know, I like that she uses the environment, and you know, it's something a little bit different, so I don't mind that. And then she drops her knife in the process, which is pretty dumb. And then reaches for it, almost gets bit doing so. Pretty dumb. So, and then she like stabs them with the butter knife. Watch her stab these zombies and look how weak the hit is. So she draws them away. You know, I like that. That's all good. Look, she's a pew. Pew. And then there's a little blood pack of, you know, I know how they make this stuff. There's a little blood pack under the thing that's so I don't know. This part took me out of it because she's just like yeah, that'll penetrate the scalp. Okay. Anyways, I mean, that's kind of a nitpicky thing. You know, it wouldn't really hurt my enjoyment if I liked the story in general. And then we get the huge retcon that I fucking hate. I fucking hate this. It's the most pointless shit. It waters down what this character is. It retroactively makes the character less interesting. It does pretty much the exact opposite of what they're hoping for. So basically what happens is that Lydia is hearing whispers, and then it turns out that there were whisperers before. And that Dee didn't come up with this herself. She didn't come up with the whole skinning people, wearing their faces, the whole philosophy of returning to natural order, all that shit. She got the idea from somebody else. Really fucking lame, dude. And it's the same shit they did with the season 10 bonus episodes with Daryl's girlfriend character, whose name I don't even remember because I hated the character so much. And Daryl had a dog in season 10, and then in season 10 bonus episodes they retcon that Daryl named the dog, and they made it somebody else's dog. Like, it's such a Daryl thing to do, and you just take that away from him. It's so lame. And basically the whole point of her character is that she's interesting. She came up with this whole philosophy. She changed everything about the way that she was living. Everything interesting about her snapped away in a moment. And now she's just an opportunist who just like took over this group. So they get attacked by, and the Whisperers. Why would they even bother to fucking go after these two? What is their purpose in going after them? Like, I mean, I don't feel like the Whisperers really just like attack people on sight for no reason. They're territorial. Maybe this is their territory or whatever, but I don't know. And it kind of makes it weird with the whole flashback episode where she met Beta, and it seemed like there wasn't Whisperers at that point, and they kind of together with that relationship, which is really fascinating, and I really love that flashback episode where she met Beta and everything. That felt to me like the origin story of the Whisperers, so we didn't even need that. So I don't know. I would have almost rather had another episode with her and Beta or something. There's so many ways you could have gone with it, and instead we just get this really lame retcon where another group that shows up and they're the actual Whisperers, and she just took their identity basically. So I don't know, man. It's really stupid, and I hate it. And they ruined what could have. They could have gotten a decent review from me where I wouldn't have complained that much. I mean, I would have made all the same points, but I would have been like, it was okay. It's just kind of pointless. But they turned that into, no, fuck this episode. This show is dumb. I hope it gets canceled. And I'm actively telling people not to watch it. Like, it's a bad show. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to more episodes after this. So, oh yeah, she's like about to kill herself and her daughter here or something. What? Everything I've done is to save my daughter, but I'm gonna kill her instead. Do what? I don't know. It's like, what is happening? Why would Lydia all of a sudden, like, she's gonna kill her daughter because her daughter's like stressed out? Why would be getting kidnapped by Whisperers not make her even more stressed out? Like, I don't know, dude. The whole fucking thing is ridiculous. So this is the lady who is the actual original alpha, I guess. And yeah, and then the last shot, the meat house shot, we get to pull back and we see the same hair on a mannequin, and Dee, I guess, skinned her, and that's probably the mask that it's the origin of the mask that she wears, because she wears that in the main show. So I mean, that could have been okay to show the origin of the person whose skin she was wearing. It actually would have been more interesting if the person's skin that she was wearing was Brooks or somebody in the episode that we know. Like, it would have been so much better if she murdered Brooke and then that was the first skin that she wore or something. Maybe? I don't know. That would have been better than what we got. So, I don't know. What the fuck, guys? What is this show? Why does it exist? It's the most pointless fucking thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Are you as annoyed with the retcons as I am? And are you as disappointed in this show as I am? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you. And with that, it's been your boy Shuggy. We got another video coming up probably tomorrow, maybe tonight. Got the new Game of Thrones show coming out tonight at 9. And I'll be watching it and reviewing it, letting you guys know what I think of it And with that, it's been your boy Shuggy, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.